I like to think of TLA as kind of like being able to have students over to my house.
Yeah,
where it's like informal.
In a very real way, yeah. It's much more personal.
Yeah.
In the way that you react or interact with faculty and staff and community members, especially.
And as a faculty, I get to see sides of students that they might not let out in a classroom.
Yeah. I'm curious, personally, what is something that surprised you about your experience with TLA? Because I hear a lot of responses to that from students, but not as much from faculty.
Well, I hear things that I hear from students who might not talk to me otherwise, but it's a level situation where the hierarchies of the university are not as strong, and so students are freer. There's a norm of dialogue, of sharing, speaking your mind, and a common point of interest, a common topic that we're all addressing, that we all care about.
I think one reason, actually, that a lot of people are kind of, I guess, not as inclined to participate in the TLA is because they feel like it's just going to be talk. And there would be two things that I would say to that. One of them is that many concrete action proposals that did lead to some kind of change have come out of TLA. A couple that come to mind just off the top of my head would be the reflective garden in between Carver Gym and College Hall, as well as the Connecting Communities events that we've been putting on for the past couple of years. And more information about those can be found on the Teaching Learning Academy's website. But the other thing would be that I feel like a lot of the dialogue, even though in a way it is really just talk, it's so important that that talk is happening in the context of the TLA, because it's something that's being recorded and held on to for later reference, but it's also a place where you can really explore the concepts and ideas behind these really big issues that we have with teaching and learning at Western.
Every university needs a place where there is this kind of space for everyone to get together and talk about, and like you said, articulate important issues, and then go on and figure out together what we might do about them. One of my metaphors for TLA is trail crew, or living in a co-op house, where we all kind of roll up our sleeves and there's a job to be done, and we dive into it together, and we also have snacks, and that builds community, which is definitely the feeling you get when you come to TLA, is that there's a community here that crosses all the borders at Western and brings people together.
And it's amazing, too, how much stronger we are together when we're really and truly on the same page, and we've taken the time to understand what each one of us is trying to say and trying to bring to the table. It enhances our collective ability so much. I feel like I can have my opinion as a student heard by not just other students, but by faculty and staff members and community members who, as it turned out, and this isn't something that I realized before I came to TLA, spent a lot of time thinking about my education and a lot of effort in trying to make it better. Not just the faculty, but the staff members and community members too. And I get to contribute to that bettering of my education by expressing my ideas and having them listen.
That is great to hear. One of my favorite metaphors for TLA, since I'm down in Arts and Hall, which is a little ways away from the library where it happens, is I remember reading in an anthropology book about an Amazonian tribe, and there were two villages that were in the vicinity of this tribe. One of them was physically close, and the other one was a long ways away, like a long walk away. But if you asked them which one was closer, they'd say the one that was further away was closer, because that's where their friends were.
Oh.
And so getting to TLA for me is like, no problem, man. It's a short walk to TLA because I want to be there.